Watford 2-4 Manchester United Jesse Lingard ends hosts' hopes of a comeback following Ashley Young brace in first-half blitz by Jose Mourinho's side. Ashley Young broke the deadlock at Vicarage Road on Tuesday night with a drilled effort from outside the box. Young doubled his account and Manchester United's lead with a stunning 25-yard free kick. 6 minutes later Anthony Martial then raced through after Romelu Lukaku's pass to guide home a third past Heurelho Gomes. Deeney reduced the hosts' arrears from the penalty spot after Marcos Rojo's clumsy foul in the box. Abdoulaye Doucoure prodded home inside the penalty area with 6 minutes to go to set up grandstand finish. Jesse Lingard ended Watford's comeback by dribbling from inside his own half and finishing low in the area. There is more than one way to extinguish a fight back. One is to defend for your lives and hope for the best, and another is to do what Jesse Lingard did. With 3 minutes to go here at a fevered Vicarage Road, Watford were threatening to burn Manchester United's house down. To lose a 3-goal lead would have left a huge dent in United's pursuit of Manchester City at the top of the Premier League and left Romelu Lukaku's confidence in bits. With the score at 3-0, the United centre-forward had missed the kind of chance that a Sunday League player would have scored. But as the game reached a quite unexpected crescendo, United were indeed in very real danger. A penalty from Deeney and another goal from Abdoulaye Doucoure had dragged Watford back into a game they had seemed to wave farewell to during 12 calamitous first-half minutes. So Lingard's goal was the definitive one. The two scored by Ashley Young in the first half were fantastic and were lent further significance by the fact he learned his football at Watford. But the way Lingard sealed this game and ended Watford's hopes of something remarkable was even more significant. Picking the ball up 15 yards in his own half, Lingard perhaps broke forward with only thoughts of relieving territorial pressure in his mind. But as he entered Watford's defensive zone and players started to back away from him, it was obvious that Lingard realized that opportunity to do so much more beckoned. The 24-year-old has scored important goals before. He has scored in an FA Cup final and a League Cup final. So we know that he doesn't lack the confidence, even though he doesn't have the consistency to always land a starting place in Jose Mourinho's team. Here, he ran forward with such pace, single-mindedness and directness that he terrified the Watford defenders, and by the time they realized what was happening he had driven a low right-foot shot across goalkeeper Heurelho Gomes and into the far corner. It could be argued that he didn't actually beat that many players on his way to goal. He skipped past Adrian Mariappa but perhaps only one other. The key point, though, is that Lingard scared the Watford players into a retreat and as a result scored a goal that sealed the game. It was really important that United did win, too. They face Arsenal in the Premier League in London on Saturday evening and then play at City 8 days later. So a point, instead of 3, would have been a real setback. Earlier in the game, there had appeared to be no chance that United wouldn't win. Watford had started well and were the dominant team in the opening 15 minutes or so. But once Young scored his first goal midway through the half, the pattern of the game changed. Lukaku actually did well in the build-up, and that, for him, was rare. He won the ball and fed Lingard higher up the field. Then, when the ball was moved on to Young, the former Watford player smashed it low into Gomez' right-hand corner with real accuracy from the edge of the penalty area. A goal up against the run of play, United moved through the gears impressively. Young's second goal, a fantastic right-foot free kick from 30 yards, arrived 5 minutes later, and then Watford players missed 3 opportunities to clear, enabling Anthony Martial to beat Gomes, this time to the Brazilian's left. As United had improved, Watford had fallen apart. They had regressed territorially and emotionally, and in many ways this inconsistency summed up their season under Marco Silva so far. Just before halftime Watford's Brazilian Richarlison headed against the bar, but, that apart, there was absolutely no hint of a comeback from the home team. Nor would there have been one had Lukaku not proved so feckless in front of goal with 15 minutes left. With just the goalkeeper to beat, the Belgian's lack of belief was laid bare as he dallied over the chance, almost falling over the ball and then managing to find some space only to shoot against the leg of a defender who had found the time to get into a covering position. It didn't seem significant at the time, and ultimately it didn't cost United anything more than some shredded nerves. But it was another dismal moment in Lukaku's deteriorating season, and it will be interesting to see if he survives to start at Arsenal on Saturday. Watford's late path back into the game arrived almost immediately as Marcos Rojo felled Roberto Pereira in the penalty box. It was a dreadful challenge and Deeney scored from the spot. 8 minutes later Pereira was involved again, squaring the ball for Doucoure to score right-footed. At that point anything seemed possible and it was always likely that there would be one more chance. As it was, Lingard managed to create and finish it all by himself.